This particular video is going to answer a lot of questions on the comment section and also on my DM. And that boils down to the difference between a normal cycle and an irregular cycle. What are the signs of an irregular cycle? If you are new here, my name is Nurse Mercy Mary, popularly known as a nurse with a difference, and I make learning easy and accessible for all my viewers. Today, I'm going to be sharing with you 8 signs of an irregular cycle so we stay informed, especially for those that are trying to track down their ovulation and also trying to get pregnant, and they are thinking it's actually difficult to track down their cycle. So the first sign of an irregular cycle is the length, the duration. If your cycle is less than 21 days or more than 35 days, then we can say that that cycle is irregular. The usual range, that's the duration, is usually between 21 days to 35 days. Anything lesser than this or above this is known as an irregular cycle. Then the second point I have to share with you is missing 3 or more periods in a row. What do I mean by that? When you don't see your period for 3 good months, like 3 good months, that's like approximately 90 days. You don't see your period for 90 days, 70 days, that is a sign of an irregular cycle, and tracking down your ovulation might be very difficult. Then the third one I have to share with you is a period that is heavier or lighter than usual. You may want to ask, how do I know my period is very heavy and how do I know my period is very light? For the heavy period, you notice that every 1 hour the pad or the tampons gets filled up and you have to change. And most of the times within few hours your clothes are wet, the blood stains everywhere, and you're like, I just changed my pad recently. So if you're having heavy bleeding and also light bleeding, in the sense that for the light bleeding you're having spotting, you see spots on your sanitary pad instead of the usual flow that should come out, that is a sign of an irregular cycle that needs to be checked out, especially if you as a lady, you are trying to conceive. Then the fourth point I have to share with you is the length of the cycle varies with more than 9 days. What do I mean by that? For example, this particular month, you calculated your cycle, you're happy, you're like, I have 28 days cycle. The next month, you did your cycle, you calculated the days interval. What did you find? You find out that you're having 37 days cycle. Another month, you calculated it and you find out that you're having 29 days cycle. You can see it varies with 9 figures or more. Then that is a sign that your cycle is irregular. It is normal for your cycle to vary. Like for this month you see 28 days, next month you see 27 days, the other month you see 29 days, you see 30 days. It's normal. But if it varies with about 9 days, then that is a sign that your cycle is irregular. Then the fifth one I have to share with you is period lasting longer than 7 days. Yes, if you started your period today and in the next 7 days you are still seeing your period, it's still flowing, it's still heavy, that period is irregular and it is not the normal range. Then the sixth point is periods that are accompanied with severe pain, nausea, and vomiting. So if you are a lady, you are experiencing severe pain, heavy blood clots coming out with that severe pain, you are experiencing nausea, vomiting, that is not a regular cycle. If it becomes uncomfortable, I will gladly advise you speak with your GP or you speak with your healthcare provider as soon as possible. Then the seventh point I want to share with you is bleeding and spotting that occurs between period. For example, you see your period today, in the next 14 days or 15 days, you're seeing another period. So bleeding between periods is not a regular period, and you need to speak with your doctor about it. Then the eighth point I have to share with you is soaking through 1 or more tampons in an hour, within an hour. You see people in an hour, they are changing pads, they are changing tampons. That is an irregular period. It's not something you should keep to yourself. If possible, speak with your doctor and get proper examination done. All right, so these are the 8 signs of irregular period I want to share with you. So for those that are asking, oh, how do I know my cycle, even if it's 28, 35 days, I've made a full video explaining how to calculate your cycle. But let me go over it again. All I want you to do is just to calm down, relax, and listen attentively. I don't have a board here, but if you have any calendar in your house around you, just grab it. Hold that calendar while I explain it. So what you have to do is that the first day, that's the very first day you saw your menses. For example, you are seeing your menses today, that is day 1. You get the very first day you saw your menses is number 1. So you calculate, you start counting 1, 2, 3. All I want you to make it easy, this is the first day you saw your menses. Then a day before your next menses, that is the ending of your cycle. A day before the ending, a day before your next menses, I mean. So if I see my period today, that's my day 1. I'll start counting 1, 2, 3, 4. Just be counting each day. Then a day before your next period starts, that is when the cycle ends. So that gives you a clue if you're having a regular cycle or an irregular cycle. See, I'm going to be making videos that are going to be talking about what causes irregular cycle, so you have an idea about it, and also how to get pregnant with an irregular cycle. So that's going to be my next video that will be dropping on my channel, especially for those that are trying to conceive. All I want you to do, if you are watching this video, click on the subscribe button, turn on that notification bell so you get notified of any of our videos that is dropping. If you've not watched our video where I use a board to explain the cycle, I'm going to leave this link in the description box below so you have access to this video. Settle down and watch it, draft out your cycle, and know if you're having a regular cycle or an irregular cycle. So thank you very much for staying tuned. Thank you very much for watching this video. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and also don't forget to share with a friend if you got value. For all my returning subscribers, this is Nurse Mercy Mary saying thank you. Bye, and see you in our next video.